Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now they're in Baclaran, but they've done things a little bit differently today. Instead of coming here in the morning when the vendors are expecting it, they've come here in the afternoon. And what you'll notice is it's the same faces, the same stalls every time the team go here. Right now they're taking down their stuff and I guess they'll roll it away. I'm not sure if the team will be confiscating today. Let's wait and see. And what you'll notice is that some vendors aren't actually moving yet. Why? Because the sidewalk clearing truck isn't here. Unless they see that truck and there's a risk of confiscation, they won't move their stuff. What you'll notice is that the primary focus of the vendors is to take down the umbrellas, because those are the first things that are confiscated. Although the other day when we were in Manila, I asked the shop, how much do you sell these umbrellas for? They said 300 peso, so they're not exactly expensive to replace. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but the sidewalk clearing team seem to be missing. So the truck just arrived and you can see everyone's rushing to move their stuff. You have this lady here rolling away. They pushed a lot of their stores into this building. It looks abandoned. I wonder if they're renting the property or if they're just taking advantage of the fact that it's been abandoned. Of course, the reality is that they'll push it in now that the team are here. But once the team leave, they'll bring them out again. Further down the road, the team are issuing tickets to these vehicles. This is actually part of the road. It's 2 lanes because they park like this. So they're issuing tickets for illegal parking. This driver here doesn't want to give his license, so they'll have to ticket is unattended. So instead of being 1,000, it will be 2,000 peso. If you look on the floor, you can actually see the lane of the road. So 2 lanes blocked there. Same with this van here, 2 lanes blocked. So that's why they're issuing tickets.
Lang ako. Ba yung ba naman hindi ba konsiderasyon sa inyo yun? Yung may violation na.
Ang problema po kasi kung bibigyan kita ng konsiderasyon, yung iba, ganun din sasabihin sa amin.
Iba naman kaso noon
sa inyo. Ganun ang sa inyo. Pero pagdating sa amin, hindi ho ganun. Siyempre magkarason din ho yun.
Nakikiusap
Kaya nga, siyempre magkikiusap din yun sa akin. So anong gagawin ko?
Ang gwardiya kausap ko.
So pagbayarin nyo, kasi alam naman yung bawal dito.
Sinabi, nagpaalam ako sa gwardiya.
Kaya nga po, wala akong otoridad yung gwardiya na pumayag sa inyo. Alam mo yan na bawal dito, sir.
Alam mo yung bawal. Kaya lamang ako'y nakikiusap dahil yung aking gamot na bibili, ikukunin ko pa yung pera.
Kaya nga po, ang problema ko po, pagbigyan mo kita, yan, hindi ko magpapatiket yan. Sigurado yun, 100%.
What I've noticed is the sidewalk clearing team have gone ahead. Even though there's a lot of vendors here in front of these businesses, maybe they're not doing anything because they're on private property, but I very much doubt they have permission from these businesses to obstruct. I mean, look at Domino's, you can't even go inside because the vendors are fully obstructing it. Same with Chowking. So the sidewalk clearing team just came back. They were going to confiscate some items, but it looks like the vendors said no. In fact, saying that, it looks like the vendors are now taking their stuff inside Domino's. So maybe they do have an agreement with them. I just spoke to staff from Domino's. They said they're not allowing it. I don't know, maybe they feel like their hands are tied because how can they take on vendors by themselves? The staff are telling them now, please remove your stuff from here because they don't have permission. They've just decided to take it inside to avoid confiscation. Honestly, I feel bad for the businesses around here because they're kind of helpless to vendors because there are so many of them, and if they try and put up a fight, it can result bad for them. Over here the team are confiscating more furniture. They tried to hide it between the Domino's bikes. Like I said, the Domino's staff don't approve of any of this. They're just kind of stuck because the vendors take over their space every day. Even right now the lady won't remove her stuff from inside. She keeps arguing with the staff. Over here you'll find another road that's unfortunately impassable. Commuters can pass through, pedestrians, but you can't even get a motorcycle through there because fully obstructed by vendors. And there's more carts being rolled there now to avoid confiscation, so it's going to become even tighter on this road. The team are now quickly working their way towards the LRT station, which is Pasay side. I'm wondering if all the stores are going to be there or if they're going to make it look nice for the team. Of course they know the team are coming. We'll see when we get there. Normally by this time of day you can't even pass down that road in anything other than a motorcycle. So let's go. And over here the team will be confiscating this umbrella that extends in the road. What happens is as you go later in the day they extend further and further and further until there's just a narrow space in the road. So they're being a little bit more strict now. Before they would just push them back, but today they are confiscating items to prevent it happening again in the future. And same here, they're cutting down this extension and they'll be confiscating it again. Before they would just let them push that down, but this time they will be confiscating it again to avoid it coming back in the future. So I can already tell you this looks suspiciously clear. On a normal day this whole area would be occupied by vendors. I have a suspicion that they cleaned up before the team went here. Yeah, for sure, they already cleaned up before the team got here. On a normal day, you can't even pass through here. And in fact, I can see the vendors in the distance running away with their stuff. What you'll see is everyone is here on standby. I'm sure once the team leave, they're going to bring them out again. Maybe we'll come back later and take a little look. So many people just standing by because normally their stalls would be here. Now, of course, what this proves is that when the MMDA go here, it can be clear. But when the MMDA leave, no one's in charge, or the vendors are in charge. Because look at this, on a normal day you can't drive through here. But today, when the MMDA go here, oh look, it's amazingly clear. So it proves that if you actually want to clear Baclaran, Paranaque and Pasay side, you can. This is under the LRT, they've reinstalled this fencing to put extra products. They've told them many times that's not allowed. Even the LRT said it's not allowed. So I think they're going to be, well, just making them take it down by the looks of it. Of course, over here you still have all your pirated DVDs, so come and get your favorite movies. As we move further down the road, I can see they've made new installations over here. Permanent stalls installed on the sidewalk. Every time you come back, there's a new installation.
Kasi pag may mga pakalat-kalat dito, kayo babalikan ko. Pwede ba yun?
Hindi, sir. Sandali, sir. Kasi ganito naman, sir. Pwede po ba, sir, ang pwedeng mag-ano dyan, sir, kumukontrol yung leader po, sir?
Saan yung leader nyo?
Sir, tawagin niyo yung leader.
Kausapin ko.
Wala tayong karapatan dito mag-ano. Ay, anda ko yung leader saya.
Kausapin ko.
Leader!
At the bottom of the LRT station here, you'll see they've made it into a nursery and a storage area for their vendor stuff. There is no one in charge here with regards to the city or the barangay. It's really the vendors that are in charge, and when they talk about leaders, they're talking about vendor groups. They're not talking about local authorities. If you look at this road here, you can see it's fully blocked by stalls. They just basically push them there until the team leave, and then they bring them out again. Completely impassable. Oh, and over here next to that road is even more stalls that have been installed on the sidewalk. Incredible. And of course it won't stay like this. They'll actually extend like out here. As you saw in my previous video, you could only pass through on a motorcycle. So what the vendors are saying is, let us have this and then we'll leave a small space up here for pedestrians. But of course the truth is, this is also blocked by stalls and by storage. And believe it or not, there's a shop here and a bank here. So bad luck for them, because once all these stores are set up and full of goods, no one will be able to access them anymore. The truth is, whenever someone makes a compromise with the vendors, everyone loses out except for the vendors. Road users, commuters, pedestrians, everyone loses out because they do not stick to the agreement. If you say you can have 1 meter, they take 5 meters. If you can say you can have this much of the sidewalk, they'll take all of the sidewalk and the road. Unfortunately, compromises doesn't work. And look, every time the team come back here, there's more permanent installations, even though they're not allowed. Over here is Francis Martinez, the head of Metro Park Clearing Group, basically sidewalk clearing in general. He's talking to the vendors now. I guess they're trying to convince him also, hey, just give us this much space. I'm curious to see what his decision is. So he just gave the order now to tear all of this down. And as they started removing the wood and the rest of the obstructions that they've installed, the water started flowing again. That means that all that water was backed up and, you know, likely to breed mosquitoes. If you look, the gutter is full of trash because when the vendors finish with their stuff, they just throw it on the floor, unfortunately. I just saw a tug of war between one of the vendors and one of the sidewalk clearing team. Obviously they don't want the team to confiscate their items because they want to rebuild this once the team leave. If you look over here, you'll see a lot of people wearing barangay police uniforms. I've never seen them be here before. Well, actually some of the faces I have, but I'd assumed that they were vendors. But now they're wearing uniforms, it's a lot more obvious. Anyway, it looks like they're not confiscating this stuff after all. They're letting the vendors keep it. Unfortunately, the reality of that is that they will reinstall this further down the road. There's still some vendors who haven't rolled away, or perhaps they just rolled back thinking that the MMDA had left already. And further along the road, you'll see more items belonging to the vendors: chairs, umbrellas, fans. Yes, they do have electricity, often from jumper wires. More stuff over here. Actually, I'm surprised the team haven't confiscated all this stuff. And over here you can see more permanent installations on the sidewalk. That's why everyone's walking in the road. It looks like the team aren't confiscating, so again, most likely this will be rebuilt. Some people mistake these for poor struggling vendors, but actually they're very organized, very professional, and there's some serious profit involved. The items they're selling, you know, they have a good profit. You can see over here, you know, so many sneakers and trainers and shirts, and they're really professional. It looks like they're now telling them to remove the carts from this road so it can be passable to vehicles, but I don't know how it's possible because the vendors don't have anywhere to put their stuff. They do business on the main roads by day, and then they store them on the side roads by night or when the MMDA come. So I'm not exactly sure where they're going to roll these to. and from what I can tell, these new installations over here on this sidewalk, they're not being taken down. So I don't know if that means it's been approved by the MMDA. You can see some of those cartons that rolled away have actually ended up here at the stairs of the LRT because they really have nowhere to put their stores. They only operate on the road. They don't want to pay for storage inside a building. They don't want to operate inside a market. They want to do business on the road. That's why during the day, normally this road is impassable. This road is impassable. Why? They want to block it so commuters have no choice. They come down from the train station and then they have to walk through all of the stores, and that results in people buying stuff. So that road has now opened up. But the thing is, many of the stores have just been moved from one side to the other. It's kind of like musical chairs. Over here, this lady's taking down her umbrella. She already set her stall up on the sidewalk, thinking the team had left, not expecting them to turn around and come back again. And I don't know how well you can see, but there are vendors rolling away there. They weren't there earlier. They probably thought, okay, the team's passed through, they won't come back. This guy here is telling the vendors, hey, come get your stuff. He's part of Task Force Baclaran, Barangay Baclaran. Maybe I should ask him if he's still got that job or if he's now a full-time vendor. You're still working for the barangay? No? Okay, he said he's not working for them anymore. Looks like they are confiscating some items, some used glass bottles. More employees from the barangay in the city. Interesting. They're gonna, I don't know, are they gonna help the MMDA or are they gonna help the vendors? It looks like they're just going to get in the way of everybody and basically block the team.
Yes, nakuha na lahat naman. Pwede naman ano.
Ha?
Nakuha na yung iba, nakuha na lahat eh. Ha?
Nag-usap na tayo nun, di ba?
Oh, malinis yan, di ba? Malinis.
So it looks like it's turned into a bit of an argument stroke fight.
Kasi nakating ito. Gating nakating. Palibasa walang padulas dito. Kaya nga, isa lang ako inuutusan. Inuutusan lang din ako.
Kuya, kukunin na lang.
Ato yun yung siyan, manari. Ato yun yung siyan. Utusan nyo. Basta na akong hiyan. Ito, beses na. Sir, ang ano namin naman, maano naman yung ano namin, latag namin. Eh nga, wala kang naabutan dyan eh.
Kaya pinapatanggal ko. Di ba ikaw kausap ko?
Di ba sinabi sa akin, sir, malinis at saka maayos. So, malinis naman siya.
Hindi ba? Maayos ba yan?
Malinis naman na sinabi, sir.
Pinapayagan ka ba ng building? Pinapayagan ka nila?
Hindi.
Tinanggal kami.
Ha?
Yan totoo, sir. Sa totoo, mayroon dyan si Mr. Gao.
Oo.
Yung building.
Okay.
Nung ano rito, wala pa yan dyan.
Oo.
Puro marumi kami ang nagwalinis. Sabi niya,
Saan ang agreement yun?
wala pong agreement.
You see this guy here also works for the barangay. Sometimes it's very hard to tell the difference between vendors and local authority because they wear plain clothes, but I can see his ID.
Kasi kanina nandyan lahat, di ba? Nakalatag na naman dyan. Pag-alis namin, siyempre, balik na naman.
Balik. Ano naman yun? Bigyan namin.
Alam nyo, pakitaan ko kayo ng video na pag-alis namin, nakabalik kayo. Gusto nyo? O, i-dare mo ako. Pakitaan kita. O, paano? Pag napakitaan kita ng video na nagsibalikan kayo, anong gagawin ko? Hindi ako nagsisinungaling dito, boss. January 3 ako pumunta dito. Ha? Nag-umpisa ako January 3. O ano lang yun? February 6. More than a month.
Kami, ano naman kami yan.
Dapat pag nag-usap-usap tayo, sumunod naman kayo. Kasi ang ginagawa nyo kasi...
Ayaw ko nang magalit ka sa akin.
Oo, okay. Kaya nga hindi rin ako nagagalit. Kaya sinasabi ko na maganda to para magkaintindihan tayo. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, tanggalin. Pero anong nakita ko kanina? Nandito naman nag-clearing, nakalagay lahat dyan. Parang pinapalabas yun, pinapayagan ko yun. Ha? So ayaw ko ng ganon. Kaya pinakuha ko. Sa barangay ka pa rin. Go work. So under barangay ka pa rin.
Hindi pa
Oo. So empleyado ka pa rin ng barangay. Oh, delikado yun, boss.
And they're now confiscating these umbrellas that go into the road. Quite strict on this road, not so strict under the LRT. I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe this is considered as a higher priority road. The team just reached the front side of Baclaran. You can see there's a lot of vendors in the road, blocking one lane, blocking the bus lane. So I think they're going to be confiscating, maybe not the whole cart, but the umbrella. This area here is actually meant to be a sidewalk, but of course obstructed. Over here you'll see vendors rushing to take down their umbrellas because of course that's the first item to be confiscated. This cart here is actually being confiscated. Imagine everyone coming down from these stairs and the first thing they run into is vendors. It's a nightmare for commuters, and that's the thing you have to remember. Yes, you can feel bad for the vendors, but also feel bad for everyone else who's just trying to go about their life. Feel bad for the commuters who end up having to walk in the road, risk getting hit by vehicles. Feel bad for pedestrians. Feel bad for road users that sit in traffic for an extra 3 hours every day. So it's okay to feel bad, but try to feel bad for everyone, even behind the mobile police station. Now you might say, well, I feel bad for the vendors losing their livelihood. The thing is, the MMDA and IACT have been asking vendors for so long, please don't obstruct the sidewalk, please don't obstruct the road. If you ask every day for a year, 2 years, 5 years, eventually this is really your only option that's remaining. The man that was fighting over that carton, he showed his ID. He's part of an anti-crime task force. I don't know under which agency that is. Across the road in front of 7-Eleven is where you also find a lot of vendors. Many of them are rolled on, but you'll see they've left their electric behind, laying in this water. Imagine this little girl there and electric's running near the water. If she steps in that, and well, you never know, do you? Further down the road, another struggle. I don't think this lady actually had anything confiscated. I've seen her acting like that before, just at random. So yeah, I don't think she actually has anything on the truck. And although you may not have seen them in a lot of clips today, the police have been here providing support and safety to the team. And there's a guy over here from KFC taking pictures. Maybe he's going to show it to his boss, because that KFC is often obstructed by vendors and people complain, hey, I can't even get into KFC. So maybe he's going to send that and say, look boss, they managed to clear it. But will it stay clear? Well, you can ask that to the barangay or the city. And down the road here, they caught this taxi counterflowing. All flow of traffic should be going this way, and he's going the wrong way. And you'll see they're just writing out the ticket now, and then they'll send him on his way. And another new thing for today, the team are going to go back to Baclaran and see how it looks. So Alpha will come from this direction, Bravo will come from the other direction, block them off and see if they're really, you know, keeping the road clear for commuters, for road users. As soon as the team got here, people started rolling their carts away. You can see they're taking them down this road. This is the reality, it's hide and seek. When the team come, roll away as fast as possible. When the team leave, bring it all out again. Let's walk down the road and see how the Bravo team are doing. I'm sure by now everything's rolled away, but let's take a look. So yeah, as I expected, many carts being rolled down the side street right now. As soon as the team left, they just set up business again in the road. Of course, there's no confiscation, people hiding their faces. There's no confiscation, there's no penalty of any kind, and that's why they just continue doing business as soon as the team leave. Look at this, you can't even pass through anymore with a car, maybe on a motorcycle. One of the guys over there said to me. I don't think they're very happy with my videos here. The thing is, there's a very small number of people causing a great disturbance for many thousands of people. Everyone who drives through Baclaran, all the commuters who use the train station, all the pedestrians. And look, the team have only been gone for 1 hour. Look at all the trash that's already been generated here. They don't even respect the area. They obstruct the sidewalk, they obstruct the road, and it's all for profit. Sometimes people say, hey, you should feel sorry for these guys. But these are professional vendors. They operate as professionals. To them, it's a big game, it's a big joke. And they do not take the MMDA seriously because there's no penalty. This guy's beeping, he's saying he wants to go here, but he can't go there because it's full of stores. And he can't go this way either because it's full of stores. Everywhere you look, there's just stores. This guy is also getting really annoyed. Oh, he nearly hit into that vendor's thing. He's getting annoyed because he can't pass through the road. Obviously, this is a commercial building. They're trying to do their job. No one can pass through. This is the problem in Baclaran. All the roads are blocked of vendors. And while the team are leaving, the vendors are getting set up again. This is really the reality.